Welcome back to the Spearhead Project. I'm Bob,
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jay.
and this week we are going to talk about this sensation that's been going on the internet about gravity stopping for 7 seconds on August 12th of 2026. Um, my first thought is we as humans really are amazing at making things up. But there are some questions that I came up with that I thought might be interesting to at least delve into. Um, First, the first and biggest thing is it even possible for the Earth to lose gravity? You guys have thoughts on that?
I Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think it's possible, isn't it, that the gravity fields can weaken?
Yeah, I would say that's probably
Yeah.
possible, but gravity,
But for stopping for 7 seconds, I don't believe that's gonna happen.
yeah, well, on a specific day, and I think on the one thing I read, it even has a specific time, so they know exactly like 9:26 in the morning it's going to happen or something like that. So this specific theory is interesting because it's so specific, right? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think?
Uh, as a person who is a huge conspiracy theorist, it sounds so crazy, but so does like MK Ultra and the Tuskegee experiments. Like they sound crazy until it happens, and for some reason, this year has been a great year for conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Like we're just eating.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, look at that.
Better
Look
than
how
that.
right
Oh,
we
it's
are.
true.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the interesting things is if you understand how gravity works on Earth, I I would think the only way that we could actually lose gravity on Earth is if a big chunk of the Earth broke off because it's all based on mass, right? And then its attraction um, to the core of the Earth or
Yeah.
to whatever's holding us in this orbit, right?
Yeah.
Um, I I don't know. Like I'd like to believe that it would stop for 7 seconds. Um, I don't think I don't really I don't really think it's possible, but
Well, it's one of those things that you see on the internet, and like people are throwing scientific like explanations at it,
right.
but we don't actually know. Like scientific theory is that it's just theories, and we just keep trying to test them until we prove them wrong, and that's the whole point of being like a scientist.
Right.
Now, is this gonna be over the entire world or a specific location,
Like-
Bob?
No, the entire world
Oh,
will
man.
lose gravity for 7 seconds.
Yeah,
Well, when you think about 7 seconds, also, it's not a very long time.
No, it's not.
but it is a long
But
time.
7 seconds, if you lose gravity, does that mean we're all gonna be floating?
So you got to think about, and Dad and I had this conversation already. You got to think about what you're doing. So every step that you take,
Yep.
I don't know if you know like the mechanics behind steps and everything, but the step that you take is the force you have to push off the ground to push your body weight forward. So it is usually like more pressure, more foot pounds than what you weigh to do that. If you did that, if you're a 200-pound man, and I think I've seen somebody who did the math on this, you would be like, and you took a step during this time and gravity just went away, you'd be like 40, 50 feet up in the air
Oh
when
my
gravity
God.
came back on. If it was just 7 seconds.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're sleeping, and Dad and I talked about this, because Dad, I don't know. The math is mathing, but it isn't mathing. And it's such a crazy, like, how do we know? How do you get to a point where you're like, the gravity's going to shut off for 7 seconds, and here's why?
Well, thank God we got AI now.
Supercomputers will solve the problem.
Yeah.
But
Tie yourself to the bedpost. Like, make sure.
part of one of the videos I watched or the articles I read said that this was going to happen from two black holes colliding. One, I don't know. Like, I'm not an astrophysicist, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know that two black holes colliding. If that happened, if one wouldn't just eat the other, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't cause a big rift. So, like I said, I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. So I'm not an expert on this subject, but one thing that I do think is possible, right? Like,
Yeah.
because we live in the what's possible,
Yeah.
is that someone's government has some kind of underground labs,
Yeah.
which is another theory, and they're actually just going to shut it off for 7 seconds to see what happens. Now, if this comes true and it happens, then that would be the theory I would go with. Less the black hole and more that somebody's messing with it, right? Like, we've figured out how to stop gravity.
That would be the craziest thing on.
Is there
Ever.
any religious implications, Bob? Like, anything about
don't-
the second coming or
No, I don't think so.
I mean, people start floating off into space, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
well?
People be like, it's the rapture. And
Yeah. That would
then
be crazy,
all
huh?
the people just fall.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that mean? But yeah.
I think that you could sell me because I'm such a pessimist and, like, don't believe half the things the government tell us. So if you were to tell me that scientifically we figured out how to turn gravity off and we just want to test it, and this is the day, which also correlates with like a full moon change and or a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, like it coordinates with other aerial phenomenon. So you could convince me, right? Like, that if it does happen, it's probably more in the vein of somebody's government figured it out and they're just going to turn it off for 7 seconds to see what happens.
Or what about this one? The moon plays a role with gravity, doesn't it?
It plays a role with the tides.
Just tied. Okay.
Yeah,
Like I said,
which
maybe.
is which is gravity. It's a gravitational pull.
Well, I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
something, like an asteroid or something strikes our moon, and I don't know if those are the way. But I was gonna ask you, Jay. When you says, you would like go 50 feet in the air. What would happen if you happen to be on an airplane and does gravity affect
Nothing.
that?
Nothing.
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 Well,
It's Newton's laws are at play there, and that's what I was trying to tell Dad this morning. And Dad said, "Yeah, you're probably right." Because if you're asleep, we're hurtling through space right now at 80,000 miles per hour or whatever it is,
20,000 miles.
20,000 miles per hour, and the gravity shuts off, and you're asleep. All right, it's 9:23 in the morning. Some of us are probably asleep.
Not
And you wouldn't just stop and slam against the wall because the gravity turned off. You would just stay in motion, but you'd be asleep on your bed. Would you lift up off your bed a little bit? Perhaps.
But once you started lifting, there would be no gravitational pull to stop you.
There would be no gravitational pull to stop you, but you have your ceiling.
Right. It would be much safer to be in your house and have
Yeah.
this happen than it would be to
The
be
outs-
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. So heed
You
that
know,
warning.
If you're out for your morning jog at 9:30, this might be a problem.
Yeah.
And don't bounce on the trampoline.
Don't bounce on the trampoline.
But I just can't see where we could just shut off the like you would have to, and these are just theories that I know of, you would have to reverse the way the core is spinning, and when you go to reverse it,
It's gonna have to stop.
you would have to stop, and that's what causes it to stop for 7 seconds as it
Well,
turns the other way. But the implications of that
there's
would be
yeah,
that we would start spinning in the other direction. Our orbit would start, our orbit around the sun would go in a different direction, and then it would be like
Oh, crazy.
crazy.
so I think that's a different scenario.
Tsunamis, earthquakes.
Yeah, it's a if you're talking about reversing the spin of the Earth, like then we talk about something completely different because then the 20,000 miles per hour that we're going through
Yeah. Then we
actually do take effect. So like it would kill
most people.
most people. Like you're driving down the highway
Yeah.
and then
Well, it
all of
would
a sudden your car's like crushed.
something catastrophic would have to happen for it to happen all at once. We would have to hit another celestial body for the Earth to stop moving.
Right.
So it would be a gradual slowdown
Oh,
until
yeah.
that point, and then it would be a gradual speed back up,
Well-
which is what the whole movie The Core is about. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
watched that
and They
movie.
heat it back up.
They
artificially.
use atomic or thermonuclear bombs to start pushing the magma again.
Yeah. And Superman, didn't he?
Yeah, he
movie
went
Sup-
around.
Yeah, and
I
got it to
twirled
spin around.
Yeah.
To go back in time.
Hey,
'cause
hey,
that
Jay,
was-
I
Go
know.
back in time,
What
yeah.
about the MCU and Thanos?
we're not going to talk about that today.
So, just in your gut, like not thinking scientifically, is this something that you think is possible, probable, or is never going to happen?
I'm the conspiracy theory guy.
Yeah.
Possibility is what I'm about. Probable? I'm on the fence about that one. Probable is probably a no. Something like I said, something crazy has to occur for us to just lose because gravity is this force that we semi understand, and it's part of time. So gravity and time are like work together.
Space and time.
Well, space and time and gravity,
Right.
because the closer
Gravity
you are,
only exists because of space and time.
well, the closer you are to a black hole,
Right.
and that's another theory, but the closer you are to a black hole, the event horizon, the faster time goes
Right.
Yeah.
because of the gravity.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Possible, probable, or never going to happen?
Well, I'm never going to say it's never going to happen. Will I ever see it in my lifetime? No. But then I would have to think, I agree with Jay, it's either something's going to affect our gravitation here on Earth, maybe like a huge
Yeah.
asteroid passing between us and the moon,
It
or
would have to be a
or of course-
huge, so like Mars would have to
or
fall
the
out
good
of
Lord
orbit.
does something. I don't know.
Mars is the nearest biggest body to us. Like the moon, like a lot of people believe the moon used to be part of the Earth.
Yeah.
That there was an asteroid hit and a chunk of the Earth came up and like just started circling us. That's a theory that I've heard before.
But the moon doesn't actually circle us. It has its own orbit. That just happens to go around the Earth.
Yeah, it orbits the Earth.
But it's not because of the Earth's gravitational pull,
Well, it's,
right?
it's also moving away, which is why people believe that at one point it was a lot closer,
Yeah.
and it was probably even part of, because the Earth isn't big enough to have caught an asteroid as big as the moon and its gravitational pull
Oh,
at
yeah.
any point
Right.
and keep it spinning.
Interesting. But I think just like you, I mean anything is probable. I don't think it's plausible at all.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't think it's going to happen unless like some government's figured out how to do it and they're like, yeah, we're going to test this, then I would say, because I believe that the government tells us about 1/10 of 1/1,000,000th of a percent of what
Yeah.
actually is available out there. So
It just doesn't.
I think-
like.
I think people like these kind of things because it creates a little chaos in their minds, and they start to wander in what ifs and
Oh yeah.
you know, it sounds 7 seconds sounds real dramatic, like a long
does.
time. But 7 seconds in reality is, I mean, it's not much time at all.
Yeah.
Well, also, you got to think about like biology. For depending on what you believe, for several millennia, humans have worried about a lot of stuff, and it has kept us alive.
Right.
And it's part of like our biology, it's part of our like gene structure. Anxiety, high anxiety people are not they don't do well in today's society because we are not hiding in caves from giant bears. We are
Yeah.
living in houses,
Pretty comfortable life.
pretty
actually.
comfortable lives.
Plus we got weapons.
Yeah.
Well, we had weapons at that time, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
spears.
giant bear, it doesn't, like a 20-foot bear, you're not gonna take out unless you have 15 other dudes, and those dudes just died of the common cold. Like we, we, I think we just try and find things to worry about, and I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's why the news is the way the news is. There's never anything good on the news. It's just, hey, here's the newest thing to worry about.
No, it
Here's the
that
newest thing to
sells.
cause anxiety.
Well, they got to sell, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
It sells because people need things to worry about.
Right.
What about this one? I was thinking, could we like do a test? Like maybe because in theory, if the gravity was to stop, it doesn't matter if you're like a 200 and what? How much you weigh, Jay?
400.
Oh man, you're a beast.
Yeah, 400.
Oh, but if I was to take you and put you next to a balloon, you would break. You would both rise at the same time, right? Could
No, probably not.
but
Because
if there's no gravity,
the only reason why you would rise is if there was some effort put on you, right? If all of a sudden,
so if Jay takes a step, though,
yeah, if he took a step, he would go faster than the balloon because there was nothing forcing.
because I was
the
thinking
balloon
we
at-
could take a balloon, obviously helium, put it on the ground, and then get a stopwatch and see how far that rises in 7 seconds, and then at least we get a idea of how high we're gonna or how far we're gonna fall back to Earth once it gets kicked back on.
Yeah, we
What do you think, Jay?
I mean, if it's true, and I kind of wanted to save the implications for the end, but if it's true, if you're driving and you hit a pebble,
yeah, you're gonna be in the air.
you're going to be far higher than you want to be.
Oh yeah.
If you're driving, you hit a little pothole.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not even
I
like
agree with that.
not even like a Marion pothole.
Yeah.
Like just
all those taxes and they still
just-
don't fill them.
just a little crack in the concrete.
Yeah.
You're going to be much higher than you want to be in your mid-size sedan.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all that.
at 9:30 in the morning was
Yeah.
what you said. That's like rush hour. Like that's people are trying to get to work. People are there's going to be there would be semis like 50, 60 feet in the air. And
Yeah,
they
we-
could be over your house.
We should just delve into what we actually think would happen in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what
what
I'm saying. That's,
what would happen to the oceans, right?
Well,
Because they already have waves. Would they lift up out of their?
So that's what I'm saying. Like
it's almost like
we don't understand like the it's funny, haha, 7 seconds. The implications of a gravitational like anomaly like that the movement of the ocean, tsunamis, earthquakes,
Will the
massive.
waterfall go in the opposite direction if there's no gravity? Instead of coming over the cliff, would it?
It would just stop, right? It would just stop.
Yeah, because it's not moving downhill anymore.
Okay.
It would literally stop for
Yeah.
the 7 seconds until
It would just
But the water would back up too, right? So when
Well,
it started back up,
whatever was moving at that point would continue to move.
Oh yeah. So like as it went
But-
off the cliff, instead of going down, it's now.
If
Yeah.
you live near Niagara Falls, here
get
comes several
a tidal wave.
tons of water
Yeah.
that has just moved in a sheet over to just fall on your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, thank God we live where we live.
Right.
Never thought about that.
You're gonna like for the first 5 seconds, you're gonna want to be in your house. For the last 2 seconds, you're gonna want to be outside because you're gonna be dodging cars. You're gonna be dodging.
I don't want to be outside, man.
You don't want to be in your house when a semi falls on it.
Okay. You win.
I was thinking about going in your basement, bub.
I mean, you live far enough away
Yeah.
from the highway. I don't.
Yeah, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah. 7 seconds is a long time at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. We got to
And
do
it
some
would-
scientific experiments.
And
there's hills.
there's
so
hills.
the semi would just go
Yeah.
up the hill and just keep the
That poor guy would be like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights. I'm flying upside down right now.
So you're also like inside your house, anything that isn't fastened down would lift up
Yeah, that's what I'm
potentially,
thinking.
Potentially.
or would it already have to be in motion in order to lift up?
So it would be like the International Space Station. If it's sitting on a counter, it's probably okay.
Right.
But if you put any kind of, it's
energy into it, it's gonna go.
yeah.
So
That puts me a little more at ease.
you don't need to strap yourself
Yeah.
into bed. Is what we're
I would get in
thinking.
a door frame.
Yeah.
100%. I would try and be in a door frame during that time. But then implication wise, we don't know how our atmosphere works.
Oh yeah. Well, I think for sure the atmosphere would be looser, like it would lift up.
Yeah,
And
Expand.
the only thing holding our air in place
is the
gravity.
atmosphere and the gravity.
Right.
Yeah.
So back to the,
That's how we understand how our atmosphere works, is that our gravitational pull and the centrifugal force of the planet is what causes the pull of the upper spheres to like stick together. So during that time would it expand, and like at what point is 7 seconds long enough for it to expand, and then
Rip apart. Yeah.
we just flash freeze in the vacuum
Yeah.
of space. Like, are we worried about dumb stuff right now when we could just be dead?
yeah, right. Right. The ocean's gonna, or we could lose our atmosphere and we could
Yeah,
die.
the ocean would boil
And then
immediately.
when the gravity comes back on, does it pull the atmosphere and it'd be like an atomic bomb going off? Like all that
Back to-
pressure.
Back to
Yeah.
Earth. That's a good point too.
Yeah,
Is that
and everybody's heads explode
yeah?
Well,
because
some-
nobody drills holes in their head anymore to
Well,
let the pressure out.
I know some people that need to.
Just think, got lava flowing. Would that all start coming out?
Well,
Or
I mean-
7 seconds? I mean, that's probably that's usually way down in the ground, isn't it?
yeah, it
7 seconds
is a long time.
is a long time. It
Yeah.
like 7 seconds is just scary enough. Like if it was just like, oh, it's gonna turn off for 1 second, you'd be like, oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
You won't even notice it. It's one.
Yeah.
But
You might have
7
a
second,
little skip in your step. That
yeah, balancing an egg on its, point and doing all kinds of goofy stuff.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying earlier, though. Would airplanes be affected? They would if the atmosphere.
They 100%.
Yeah.
If
they
the
would,
atmosphere moved out,
yeah, they would definitely be affected.
the vacuum
Because
would.
They need the air to
to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would definitely be effective.
Oh, it would drop.
Yeah.
They would drop as soon as it came
They
back
would
on.
lift up as the
Yeah.
atmosphere, and then immediately the air would get thinner.
Yeah.
Or maybe absent.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if the air gets thinner, and they're high enough, they can get into the upper spheres,
Yeah.
and
They can
then
stay
they've
by the
run
moon.
out of they've run out of
Oxygen.
like real air pressure around the turbines,
Yeah.
and then the
Cut it off,
turbines
yeah.
are spinning free.
Yeah.
Well, that, and if you get up in that high of in the atmosphere, they don't have the protective
Yeah,
things like a
might
space.
heat up or freeze.
Yeah. Well, the radiation too.
Oh yeah, from the
You
sun.
could you could bake all the people in it like
Well, yeah,
Baked potatoes.
communications, yeah.
it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. It'd be the craziest thing that ever happened. And you know what? As a millennial, as a person who has lived through about 15 once in a generation events. Yeah, it's on par.
Yeah, we're due.
Yeah.
We're due for another one. So realistically, though, none of us really think this is probable. Like, and more than likely, it's not going to happen. But, what's the reality? What if it did happen? What would actually happen? If gravity disappeared for 7 seconds, ignoring how impossible it is, like literally, it almost literally it can't happen. What would really happen? You'd lift off the ground slightly, like the
Yeah.
amount of energy you put into it.
Get a
would
little
be-
Chris Angel
right.
effect.
You would have some lift, but because of Hollywood and like movies like Zero Gravity, people think that you would just float off into space, which isn't really what would happen.
Yeah.
You'd lift up a little bit, and then your steps would be a little higher, and that kind of stuff. But it wouldn't be like what you think. The water would definitely bulge, like in lakes and ponds.
Yeah.
The water would bulge, and the real worry would be what would happen when the gravity comes back
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
because the water would lift up like as if you throw a pan in the air,
Yeah.
and then when that water comes back down, the force would force it out.
Yeah, like when you see those landslides in Alaska when the
But the odds of global tsunamis from this event are very low. Like, obviously, we've never tested it because it's never happened. But
Yeah.
the theory is that it probably wouldn't create tsunamis, just because it would lift up and it would go back down, and there'd be some waves that were created from it, but not the amount that we think would be. Satellites wouldn't suddenly fall from the orbit, like they just wouldn't. And we hadn't really talked about satellites, but
Yeah.
satellites wouldn't immediately fall from the orbit. They would pretty much stay going, barely move from where they
Oh yeah.
currently are. Planes would wobble. There'd be minor confusion, but it wouldn't really affect planes like we think it might, right? Like the
Yeah.
atmosphere lifts up, planes would lift with the atmosphere, and then boom, crash to the ground. That just wouldn't happen. I think we've talked about this on other podcasts. One of the biggest things that affects people is fear, right? So this is something to be fearful of.
Yeah.
And the worst we can make it sound, the more fear that we can create, and the
Yeah.
more like, will people stay home this day? Will they stay home? Will they strap themselves to their bed? Like, how much chaos can we create
Yeah.
and hysteria?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was
Doomsday Colts.
these are
Yeah.
popular because
Right.
of our high anxiety nature.
Right. Well, survival, right?
Yeah, it's just fun to think about.
Right.
But really, it's not something that would happen. Like it's just
Yeah.
it.
The idea of it is,
Yeah, it's a funny internet sensation, but like, holy crap, dude! For it to happen, I'm more worried about what happened to cause it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Earth would have to, or half the Earth would have to slide off
Yeah. We
to
would have
cause
to
a
lose it.
major. So what happens after that?
Yeah.
Fuck the gravity. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
China just fell off the Earth, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. In order for the Earth, unless there's some technology that we don't know about, which I often think there probably is some technology that we don't know about. The only way for this to happen is for the Earth to lose mass.
yeah,
So the Earth would have to get smaller somehow. And to Jason's point, like a big chunk of it would just have to slide off and
Yeah.
become the next moon or whatever. It could be our friends in California that slide off. That would be all right.
jeez,
So the idea of gravity, like you said earlier, comes from Newton, right?
yeah,
And it has a lot to do with mass. Every object has mass. It pulls on every other object.
Yeah.
So that mass is how, the mass of the Earth is what keeps us here. And that's the gravitational pull. If you imagine the Earth as a magnet, but instead of metal, it pulls everything that has mass towards its center.
Mhm.
So that's kind of interesting, especially when you think of the Earth as a sphere. And I know there's people out there that think the Earth's flat, and maybe someday we'll get one of them in here to talk to us. But
Yeah.
the when you think about people, say in Australia, they're actually on the Earth, on towards the bottom of the Earth, and they're standing straight up, but they're actually upside down, right? Like,
I mean, they might be on the top side of the Earth.
yeah, could be.
We
But why does their water go in the opposite direction in their toilets?
well,
Well, we don't. Yeah.
we call it the opposite direction, but it might be the right direction.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing.
Are you-
Let me take you down this rabbit hole.
Here we
There's
go.
no up or down in space.
So that's true.
There's no up or
Like-
down in space. There is where you are oriented, located to a different object.
Yeah. I
There-
mean, as we know it, we live at the North Pole, and Australia is closer to the South Pole.
Correct.
But when you orient yourself in space, it would be hard to tell which is which, because if you flip upside down,
Yeah, where's upper space and lower space?
right,
Yeah.
We don't know.
and space is infinite, so we're never gonna.
We
know that.
we don't know.
So,
So like it's one of those things like it's fun to think about. Like why are the ABCs in that order? They don't have to be.
right,
Why are they in that order? Because of the Greek alphabet.
right. Well, somebody started it. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
alpha means first.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody started it, and then
yeah,
over time, just like so many things in our life, it just became how we learned it, and
Yeah.
then we
Why is-
maintain it as
why is January the start of the year?
Mm. But the Romans,
Yeah,
the Romans.
somebody else started it, and we just like okay.
Yeah, we're going
But-
with
we accept
But really,
that.
from June to next June, we've circled the sun one time. Happy New Year's. Like
Well, and if you think about it like in a spiritual way, right? And this is really off topic, but wouldn't it make a lot more sense for the beginning of the year to actually be spring, like it's the
Oh,
rebirth
renewal, yeah.
and the renewal of
Mhm.
everything, right? And then the end of the year to kind of be when everything dies off, and
Yeah,
which
then
would be winter, right?
yeah,
So
trees hibernate or,
Yeah.
go into hibernating.
or the winter solstice
right,
and the summer solstice.
right.
Wouldn't that make more sense that those are the beginning of the year and the
And
Yeah.
middle of the year?
Well, and, I mean, going back to the Mayans we talked about a few weeks ago, like they had multiple calendars. They had
Yeah.
one that was 500 and some days that just tracked Venus, right? Like they used Venus as a gauge of days. They had a lunar calendar and a solar calendar.
Yeah.
Like they use different calendars for different things. We just, as a world, I guess, went to this 12-month calendar that,
The Gregorian calendar.
yeah, that has us here. Let me pull you back in with some gravity here.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're
This
floating
feels like
away. Our minds are
feels like
floating.
a high gravity situation.
The Epstein.
Jesus.
You had to go there, Bob.
That's another podcast. We'll wait a few more weeks on that one. Einstein's general relativity. We know the basics of it, right? Like we learned it in high school.
It's his theory.
Theory of relativity.
Yeah.
So, massive objects bend space time, and gravity is really objects follow their curve, right? So, if you could imagine, you take a bowling ball, right? Because everything is moving in that curved in space, right? Like we know that we're moving through space in this curved. If you take a bowling ball and set it in the middle of a trampoline, and then you take a marble and start it on the edge, what happens to it?
It goes towards the bowling ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the whole concept in a visual, right? Like
Yeah.
how everything's kind of moving towards this massive thing in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. So the odds that that massive thing in the middle will shut off and get rid of our pull of gravity would be pretty rare.
So
Jeez. He's thinking about something, Bob.
Yeah, I know. He's buffering.
Yeah.
so
I can
this is
see
how I understand
His
Einstein.
Neuralink is
Yeah.
This is how I understand Einstein's
Yeah.
relativity. Okay. So here's space,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? Here
Except
are
it's not a straight line.
correct. Here are celestial bodies. Right? Our sun.
Yeah.
Our sun has this massive gravitational pull like that
Yeah.
that keeps all these other celestial bodies rotating it.
Mhm.
Right?
Like a slingshot
Yes.
type thing.
Yes. Yes. It what is it? Elliptical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliptical.
I think this picture might be getting a little inappropriate for the.
I'll show him. So what happens?
The black hole.
But the
For
sun is also,
7 seconds, is this what happens? Or does it go?
yeah, that's a good point. If it does stop, does that slingshot effect that
Throws it off in
Elliptical.
space for 7 seconds. Oh my God.
does it come from the orbit of the sun,
Yeah.
and in turn, like we take off in the
Yeah.
we move farther out or closer to the sun,
Depending on, yeah,
which would
where we're
change
at.
our weather forever
Yeah.
No, yes.
if we
Yes.
don't die.
That's where you're at. This is where I'm at. This is a representation of our universe. Basically.
Well, our universe or our solar system.
So yes and no. On a grand scale, are the universe. On a small scale, our solar system.
Okay.
So this is space, time, and gravity right here,
Right.
according to Einstein. We are these little fucking nothings right here. All right, and we have our own little guy right here. All right, so
Does the moon hit the earth?
space, time, and gravity work together,
Right.
where are we during the 7 seconds?
Yeah.
Do we
Where
move
are we?
outside of reality for 7 seconds?
Well,
Do we enter another universe
ooh, do
for
we shift dimensions?
7 seconds?
Oh yeah.
Do we shift dimensions?
Is there a correction? Oh God.
Oh, a reset.
Ooh, ooh.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we've talked about that a bunch.
Yeah.
Another podcast.
And,
And anyways, your boy JW is not as dumb as he looks sometimes. But the implications of that, I feel, are even crazier. And here's my biggest question right now. Does this date coincide with a starting or ending of the CERN super collider?
that's a good point. It's funny. I watched on this subject.
Okay.
I watched the thing recently on TV. I think it was Brett Baer was talking about nuclear fusion. This was like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Which that theory, because we think we're getting closer and closer, and we think these supercomputers and AI are really going to help us get over the bump, but we really don't know what happens when we turn this thing on full, right?
Yeah.
So right now, for like a millisecond, it did create more energy than it used,
Yeah.
but at what cost? We don't know that. Did it actually shred something in the space-time continuum?
Well, yeah, because we're getting closer to like God. Like we're getting closer to like creating a sun, basically.
A mini sun,
Yes, we are Genesis. Like
But
in
I
the
don't
beginning, God said, "Let there be light." Like we are at that.
yeah, I don't.
Precipice.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever think
We're
of myself
touching-
as
Well,
God.
no,
but
no. I'm not saying we're. I'm not saying that, but and this is the Tower of Babel. This is us getting to a point where it's like, this is a Prometheus event.
right. So, I guess figuring out whether or not we really think this is going to happen
Yeah.
just depends on whether or not we want to prepare for it to happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, didn't you, when we talked of something similar to this, didn't you talk about there would have to be like people coming together for rules and
Right.
guidelines?
Yeah, I mean, if
and
there was a
everything?
total reset, in my mind, a reset is more than likely because we've come so far with technology, and AI eventually will, and robotics will eventually want to rule us.
Mhm.
And I think without some really good guide rails, we'll have to shut all that down, whether that's through some kind of gravitational anomaly or some electromagnetic pulse. But we will eventually have to shut it down because it will become dangerous to humans.
Oh yeah.
So, and at the end of the day, we're about survival, right? So that's, I mean, we want to survive unless it's the rapture and we're going back home.
So
So,
that, and that's what I was thinking. If we get that advanced, what's to say that God doesn't knock us down a few pegs
right.
and says, "No, you don't have the, that power, that I have.
Right.
You were never meant to have that." Because I think, like Jay's saying, though, Bob, with all the, and not only just like in the science, but like in healthcare, how they can create babies. Now, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that they don't even need men anymore. They could take something from bone marrow from a woman to create babies, and I'm thinking, how the heck does that happen?
I mean, DNA strands probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
DNA strand with the
this-
DNA. Like they talked about it during it was a big thing during the 90s,
Because that to me
Uh,
goes against God's plan.
but the big thing, and I don't know if you guys know this, and I think you do, and I'm pretty sure you do. People who write about stuff are writing about the cautionary tales of what could happen. Like Jurassic Park is a cautionary
yeah.
tale of what happens when you mess with genetics.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you
so-
try to,
Well, everything, and this is like very, very on the edge of conspiracy, right? But Hollywood, the majority of things produced in Hollywood these days is a cautionary tale of something that they've been led to believe could happen, right? So, and it doesn't matter what movie it is,
Yeah.
or it's some kind of thing that the government's worried about, and they're like, "Hey, can you make a movie about this?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that one that just came out. The sun is burning out, or something's going on with the sun,
Right.
and he's got to go do something to it.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of the movie I watched last weekend with the asteroid. We just had the asteroid or
Was it Greenland?
meteor. No,
Who's
I
in
did
it?
watch that one. I don't know the guy's name. I'm horrible with names, but
But this ain't like
but
the one with Bruce Willis, right?
No,
You're
no,
talking about
this
like a
is-
real thing.
this was a meteorite that kind of flashed through the sky, and the guy is at, I think he's at Ranger School.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about
Regardless,
and it's
they
the alien
think-
one.
Yeah, they think it's a meteorite that hits, and it's actually an alien spacecraft. Well, we
Ooh.
just had
It
this.
was on Netflix. It's the one about the guy who carries his brother
Yeah.
15 miles.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and passes out like right near, and his brother dies. But it was a good movie, but it kind of, I watched it last weekend, and
Yeah.
then this week we had
War
that-
Machine.
Yeah, we had that
One that-
meteor
yeah.
that exploded over like or northeast Ohio. It just automatically gets me thinking about like,
Like, wow, that
wow,
was
that's so coincidental. But are they telling us, hey, these are going to become more frequently, and it's not really,
Yeah.
it's not really what it appears to be, kind of thing.
Funny too. Bob flies over Cleveland, and we know some strange things happen in that city.
well,
State by the lake.
well. If you're a fan of conspiracy theories like me, and apparently my mother,
Yeah.
Mom, this morning says it's crazy that we had all those Bigfoot sightings last week, and then like the day after, a meteor explodes over the area
Right.
Oh.
that they had all the Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have Mom on next week to talk about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
and
oh,
this
yeah.
meteor. Mom
Well, you know when you
has some thoughts.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
when I'm telling you, I know your mom or your mom, Jay,
Yeah,
and she gave birth to some big feet.
Yeah, that's for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, I think she's gonna come on next week and talk
Yeah.
about a little bit more about Bigfoot and Patterson and
Patterson Gimlin,
yeah, and
that'd be cool. I'm about that.
the sightings recently in the Cleveland, northeast Ohio area.
Yeah,
And then also the meteor. So I think she'll be on next week for that. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about it too.
Yep.
Get her in here and we'll talk to her about it.
Yeah.
So I guess go back around the room, and just what's your worst case, best case scenario, if this is plausible?
Best case scenario is that it happens, we don't notice it, and we just move on with our life. Worst case scenario is, well, it's not really the worst case scenario because I believe in God and Jesus and all
Yeah.
that, and whatever happens, happens. But worst case scenario is that something catastrophic happens, and it would have to be catastrophic on a scale of like the Earth splits in two, or
Do you think
the
a thought process on this? So, if gravitational pull from the Earth, because everything has gravity towards each other, right? Like there's a gravitational pull on the moon, even though the moon doesn't technically orbit the Earth, it's
Yeah.
in orbit around the Earth,
yeah,
right? It has gravitation on us. We have gravitation on it. We have gravitation on the sun. The sun has gravitation on us. So, if this stopped, even for a second or 7 seconds, right, and that gravity is gone, do you think that would speed up the day? Like, is it possible that it could speed the Earth up because it's already moving, right? And all of a sudden, there's no gravity, and the Earth begins to spin faster.
It's possible.
it's 100% possible. Like we were just talking about, gravity, time, all that, space, all that moves as one.
Right.
So yes,
And then it would also potentially speed up our time around the sun.
yes,
But
Or we would lose gravitational pull from the sun,
well, that's what I'm saying, and fling us into
Because-
space off,
and we'd fling into space, and
off
everyone,
out of our orbit, normal
everyone
orbit.
would freeze to death.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Either we're gonna freeze to death or we're gonna burn to death because closer in seven. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We could do a mathematical calculate. How fast does the Earth spin again?
I don't.
it's
I'm
something
not-
crazy.
Yeah.
Because then maybe we could figure out how fast and how far off the trajectory we would go. And I guess it depends, like we were saying, Bob. Are we coming around away from it, or are we coming towards it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some scary stuff, man.
Yeah. So Uncle Jay's getting on the
Yeah.
whole the train.
Yeah.
I can. So here's
So-
here's the question: bowling ball.
Yeah.
That happens. The trampoline gets tighter. The bowling ball lifts up. The marble doesn't move as fast towards the bowling ball now.
Yeah, because the
Yeah. That happens throughout. We lose gravity for 7 seconds. Does it come all the way back on?
Yeah. And if
Do we-
if it does come all the way back on,
In
is that a huge
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
movement of the Earth
our
this way,
Yeah.
like in space?
in our
Does it
space
move?
our space time goes from this kind of dip
Right.
to this kind of dip,
That's what I'm saying. It's got to.
and now our orbit is like out where Mars is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Does it? Like you said, if it stops for 7 seconds, depending on how fast you move, if you got the forces, the sun's not pulling at us, and we're not doing the thing, we're just floating. You know, I would think, like you're saying, we're going that far. It depends on 7 seconds, but like you're saying, Bob,
Right.
farther away, it's going to be cold. We're not
Right.
going to have that perfect what God designed. Well, in my opinion, what God designed for the perfect spot for the Earth.
Right.
You know. So I don't know. I
It's
mean,
crazy.
you know, 7 seconds. I mean, like I said, I mean Mars is quite a ways away from us, right? So I guess we could look at would our environment be like theirs. And what happens to the atmosphere too? You know, you got this big Earth, and then does it, you know, the Earth being a heavier object, just like go through.
Yeah, centrifugal force would hang on to some of it, I would assume, but would it be dense enough to be inhabitable after?
You know, would it
Losing
follow
gravity.
us? Yeah.
Would it pull it back in after a loss of 7 seconds of gravity?
You
Man.
you look at the weird stuff, but I'm telling you, now I'm getting all anxious, man.
Good. I mean, that's
Where's
what
that
it,
shot of whiskey?
that's what it is. It gets you. It's one of those. It's one of those things that just get you thinking, like
Yeah.
about possibilities and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you can run down all the avenues and everything, which is fun. I think that's fun for us. It's definitely a fun topic if you watch us.
Right.
And it's just one of those teasers, those
Yeah.
brain teasers, but like for adults,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
It's a problem that needs solving, but
Yeah.
we're not really sure it's a problem or that it needs solving.
Yeah, or that
Yeah.
needs solved.
But people are spending energy on it.
Yeah.
So today we spent energy on it.
Just
too.
talking about it,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
So it keeps the little theory alive and a little conspiracy theory alive.
That's what we're all
It was-
about.
It was a sad week for us this week.
Our hero.
one of our heroes, Chuck Norris,
Yep.
passed away this week. So shout out to him and his family, and
Yep.
God
Yeah.
bless him.
Prayers.
I saw a joke that he actually did himself, because there's all these Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
And they were playing a bunch of them on social media this week, and it was what happens if a rattlesnake bites Chuck Norris, and the punchline was the rattlesnake was in pain for 3 or 4 days afterwards.
Yeah, I saw a couple that were pretty solid. The Chuck Norris wasn't buried; the ground rose up to meet him, and then the other one was Chuck Norris gave his own eulogy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
do you guys?
yeah.
Do you guys?
Living legend,
do you
or not
guys
not
have
living legend, but
Past
a
now.
past
favorite
now.
Chuck Norris movie or recall?
I really like. Well, I grew up watching Walker with
Oh, Walker Texas Ranger.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he was good. at
so
that
I
show.
watch a lot of Walker, and then I've seen
Lone Wolf McQuade.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
That was the
I
other
think-
one.
I my first introduction to Chuck Norris, of course, when we were young, we kind of watched a lot of like Bruce Lee, and he was in that
Mhm.
one movie with him.
Yeah,
So that was like the first time I saw it. But I really grown to appreciate Chuck Norris when he was acting in like the Delta Force
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because that really got me interested in
Yeah.
not only the military, but you know what they're capable of doing with those special operation groups
Right.
like that, the SEALs, Delta Force, Green Berets, and all that. So
Mhm.
Those operators are
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I think Delta Force is probably my favorite, and I watched it when I was younger. But yeah, just over the last, I don't know, 15 years, it's kind of become very meme worthy, and
yeah,
people had all these memes about how tough
Oh,
he
yeah.
was, and
yeah,
it just he's been such a part of pop culture for the last few years. So
well, and the
he'll
other
be
one,
missed for sure.
yeah, the other one I remember too was Missing in Action.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good series too. He had up there, but I think the one thing that impressed me about Chuck Norris was how well he took care of himself.
Yeah,
You know,
how
as far as
healthy he stayed.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know,
into his 80s.
yeah. I mean, he
Crazy.
didn't look like he was 80.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he probably looked like he was in his 50s. You know,
Yeah.
so that's one thing. If you guys, you know, I'm sure if he would pass on to all of us, is you know, take care of yourself. You know, watch
Yeah.
what you're eating. You know, everything in moderation, and you know, exercise are very important. You know, so
Discipline.
Yep.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys have anything else on this week's topic?
nope, you scared the hell out of me, Bob. But
That's what we do.
I'm
That's what
going
we do.
home. After this, I'm going home, and I'm looking at what's going to keep me grounded for 7 seconds.
He's bolting the
Yeah,
bed
yeah.
to the floor
Yeah.
and then buying seat belts for
Yeah,
the bed.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, you just got to go down in your basement, man.
Yeah, the only real questions I have on the subject, and I'm probably gonna look them up myself, are the CERN thing,
Yeah.
and then and this is a like a completely different theory, and I kind of don't want to talk about it today. I'd like to save it for another time. Where people my age are saying that the days don't feel as long as they used to.
That's because you're getting
Which
older.
goes back to the theory that the government is actually going to do this to slow the days down again.
Yeah.
Oh,
So can I have that theory? And we talked about it on an older podcast about the blinking.
Right.
Your brain doesn't remember you blinking because you do it so often,
Right. It's
which is like a lot of people go, "Oh, I drove to work today, but I don't remember driving to work."
oh,
That's because you
okay.
do it so often. Your brain's just like, "Oh, dude, you do that all the time."
Yeah,
And I'm sure if you guys look back on monotonous things that you've done in your life, you probably don't remember doing a lot of them
yeah,
yeah.
because your brain just takes those things that you do
yeah.
and just erases them. So I feel like you don't. I feel like the days might be the same. You're just getting older.
Yeah.
Right. So
But if it is that the days are speeding up,
yeah,
then what's causing that?
Oh, the time. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
kind of squashing your theory a little bit, but I had a friend of mine that I worked with a few years ago kind of talk to me about how time changes as you get older.
Hmm.
And it's a perception thing, right? And
Yeah.
she was a bit older than me. And she said, yeah, when you get older, days seem to just fly by.
Yeah.
They go really quick.
The weeks,
And
yeah.
and she basically said it's just part of how we're wired, because at some point you cross this barrier where you have more life behind you
Then
than you
do.
have ahead of you,
Yeah,
and then your days start to get shorter and shorter.
yeah.
And
That's sad. That's
It-
not a. It's
it-
not a
yeah.
theory. It's just sad.
it's sad, but when she said that, it kind of hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting it to. And
Yeah.
I can see how that would be true. Like you get to a point where the days go quicker because you've now hit the tipping point and you're on the downhill side.
Yeah.
Right? Where the
Yeah. I think also, not to throw more theories in there, I think when you're younger, school age,
Yeah.
and you're doing a lot of waiting. You're waiting to get out of class. You're waiting for summer vacation.
Yeah.
You're waiting for Christmas vacation. You're waiting. And I feel like that makes time feel like it's not moving as much.
right.
Well, I think too, Bob, this is how I think is, I only look forward to one day at a time. I don't know if this was a good thing or a bad thing on my part, but that's why it was hard for me in my life to set goals, because I don't know if I'm going to be alive tomorrow.
Right.
So, like, obviously, I'm going to be hitting 60 this December, and to me, it's just like thanking the Lord for the day He gave me in the breath.
Right.
He allowed me to live, and I do hope that He gives me another day. So
Right.
it's not really looking past anything down the road. I'm kind of living for today,
Right.
and I think that's how I'm looking. That's why things go so fast
Yeah.
for me, because I'm always thank you. I hope I can live another day.
I'm
So,
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy this day as much as I can.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a super healthy outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think that more people should live that way, where
Yeah.
they're grateful for the day they're in. A lot of people say, I'm thankful because I woke up breathing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you really as grateful as you could be?
Yeah.
And do you look for the positive things that happened in that day, or are you always like, man, I got another kick in the nuts today?
Yeah.
And
And the one thing that I kind of use as a reference is not to take, and I'm going to say this. I learned it from the movie The Godfather, Michael Corleone. It's not personal. It's just business. Life, that's all it is. Don't take things personal, especially whether it be politics, disagreements you have. That's why I have only like, a small group of really just one best friend and his wife. But hey, and I got other friends, but we're not as close. Is I just look at it like that, just being thankful and don't hold grudges or,
Right.
if somebody, forgets about something, just don't take it personal, just, be thankful you got those people in your lives and
Yeah.
maybe something was going on. Like they say, can you put yourself in their shoes? No, I can't. So why should I hold a grudge against somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Hey, thanks for
gotta get
hearing
out
us
of here.
out today, man. And don't let Bub scare you like that.
Yeah.
And if you need anything to bolt it down, go to Runnings.
Yeah.
Go running. But yeah, thanks for joining us this week.
Yep.
We really appreciate you guys. We got some new followers. I didn't look at the list of new followers or subscribers, and we got some people commenting. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. We
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate it.
Good, bad, it don't matter.
Yeah.
We take it.
We like criticism
Yep.
far more than we, and that's probably something wrong with us. We like criticism far more than we like compliments.
It is true for me. At
Yeah.
It helps us grow,
and
'cause we don't
definitely,
see
like,
things.
if you see a problem, just say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last thing, wash your fucking hands.
Yeah.
For the
Wow.
love of God,
God.
wash your hands. When you head out of that stall, the door should not be your first stop.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So we thank you.
Yep.
Like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week
All right.
with something else
All right.
On the Spearhead Project.
on the
podcast.
Spearhead Project.
Take care,
Podcast.
buddy.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.